Welcome back to Poorly Educated Today in the News, the only show where we break down world events using the same analytical rigor as a raccoon evaluating whether that glowing box in the dumpster is food or a car battery. Spoiler alert. I'm still chewing on it. We've got storms, scandals, mergers, inflation, soccer drama, and enough executive power shenanigans to make even my cousin Earl say, "Boy, maybe we should have paid attention in civics class instead of practicing lawnmower jousting." So let's crack open today's chaos buffet. Segment 1. Netflix buys Hollywood like it was on clearance. Netflix announced it's buying Warner Bros. Discovery for $82.7 billion, which means Netflix now owns everything from Batman to Harry Potter to a century of film history. That's right. The streaming wars are officially over, and Netflix won by dropping the biggest "hold my beer" in entertainment history. This ain't a merger. This is a cultural land grab. Folks, Netflix now has so much content it might accidentally start streaming my Uncle Daryl's wedding footage from 1987. If Stranger Things had a baby with The Sopranos while Game of Thrones yelled "Dracarys," that baby's name would be Netflix Max HBO Ultra Extended Director's Cut. Meanwhile, analysts are panicking like possums stuck in a Waffle House bathroom. One says HBO might die under Netflix. Buddy, HBO's survived everything from Sopranos finales to 3 reboots of True Detective. If it can survive Season 8 of Game of Thrones, it can survive anything. But Wall Street ain't sure. Netflix stock barely twitched. I haven't seen something that unmoved since my cousin Zeke tried watching an art film thinking it was a monster truck rally. Segment 2. Inflation data arrives fashionably late. The September inflation report finally dropped in December. That's right. Our economic data showed up later than a redneck to his own wedding. Thanks to the 43-day government shutdown, the Fed is now flying blind like a barn owl that got into Grandpa's homemade apple liquor. PCE inflation is still sitting around 2.9% like, "Hey guys, hope you didn't miss me." Core inflation refused to budge just like that one uncle who won't leave your recliner after Thanksgiving. The Fed's December 10th meeting is going to be spicy. They might cut rates because the job market's cooling faster than my ex's affection the moment I mentioned cryptocurrencies. Traders are betting on a cut like they've never bet on anything except the Carolina football team losing in the fourth quarter. It's truly the economy equivalent of using traffic from last Tuesday to explain today's wreck. Segment 3. Wall Street walks into a Waffle House at 3 a.m. Markets today moved like a drunk man ordering hash browns, chaotic but committed to the bit. S&P slightly up, NASDAQ flexing a little, Dow taking a nap on the floor. Bitcoin fell below $93,000, meaning a whole lot of crypto bros are now Googling, "Can you claim emotional damage on your taxes?" Meanwhile, HP Enterprise fell 9% because their AI products are delayed. These companies keep promising robot magic, but so far we got chatbots arguing with customer service reps and a Roomba trying to escape through the dog door. But hey, Ulta Beauty is booming. Turns out when times get tough, Americans buy lipstick. Red, pink, burgundy, the shades of economic anxiety. Segment 4. Operation Southern Spear goes full controversy mode. Now let's talk about the Pentagon doing something spicier than a microwaved gas station burrito. The U.S. military confirmed another lethal strike on a suspected drug trafficking boat, marking the 22nd strike since the campaign began. But the big scandal isn't the mission. It's the footage Congress saw that looks more ethically questionable than a raccoon stealing communion wafers. Lawmakers say the video shows a double-tap strike hitting survivors clinging to wreckage. Some claim it's a war crime. Others say the survivors were trying to flip over a drug boat to get back in the fight. Buddy, I've tried flipping a canoe while hungover. I barely made it to shore, and I sure wasn't in the fight. Meanwhile, folks are accusing the defense secretary of ordering commanders to kill them all, which is something you expect from a video game cutscene, not real life. Congress is already drafting impeachment paperwork, so buckle up. Segment 5. The Great American Snowpocalypse. A winter storm is rolling across the country like a bowling ball down the lane of American infrastructure. You got blizzards in the Rockies, travel nightmares in the Midwest, Washington, D.C. icing over like my mama's leftover cake, and New England about to get slapped with a nor'easter that'll bury your lawn chairs until April. Airports are canceling flights faster than my ex blocked me on Facebook. Chicago is about to become one giant snow globe with traffic accidents sprinkled in like glitter. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service is telling folks to carry emergency survival kits, which in redneck terms means beef jerky, a flashlight, and that one wool blanket we inherited from Grandma that smells like cedar and judgment. Segment 6. World Cup 2026. America's Group of Mild Anxiety. Today, the World Cup draw took place at the Kennedy Center because nothing screams soccer energy like a building full of classical music. The U.S. got placed in Group D, and they'll be playing out west to maximize fan hype and minimize jet lag. Because nothing ruins a match like arriving tired enough to confuse the ref with a parking attendant. This tournament is make or break. Pulisic, Reyna, McKennie, the whole gang, they're in their prime. And if they get knocked out early on home turf? Oh, buddy, Twitter will melt faster than an ice cream sandwich in Phoenix. They've scheduled warm-ups against Belgium, Portugal, and Germany. That's not warm-ups. That's sending your kids to spar with gladiators before Little League practice. Segment 7. Domestic Chaos Grab Bag. Texas got its redistricting maps reinstated by the Supreme Court, which is like giving someone back the cheat codes after you already caught them using them. Meanwhile, DHS is launching new enforcement operations in major cities, firing immigration judges, and tightening visa restrictions. It's like someone found the immigration policy handbook and set it to aggressive like a blender dial. A mass shooting in Stockton tragically left 4 dead, raising the same debate we always have and never resolve. And on the corporate side, CVS bragged it contributes $474 billion a year to the economy. That's a lot of money, until you realize half of it is probably from me buying cough drops and leaving with $120 worth of stuff I didn't need. Dream 11 is changing from fantasy sports to second-screen entertainment, which is just fancy talk for we want your eyeballs glued to us even when you're watching something else. Folks, America has become a screens within screens kind of country. Pretty soon we'll have ads on the inside of our eyelids like NASCAR-branded REM cycles. Segment 8. The Road Ahead, Foggy with a Chance of Oh Lord, Not Again. Everything happening today is setting up December like a final exam we forgot to study for. The Fed meeting on the 10th could steer us toward a soft landing, a hard landing, or a face-first crash into the kiddie pool. The media landscape is consolidating like leftover Thanksgiving gravy. The Pentagon's under fire. Latin America's furious. Storms are ripping up the roads. And the economy is balanced on a seesaw built by Home Depot interns. And yet, somehow, Americans will still argue about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Priorities. In conclusion, The United States is rolling into the end of 2025 like a shopping cart missing two wheels. Crooked, loud, occasionally dangerous, but still somehow making it to the parking lot. We got billion-dollar media behemoths merging, inflation data that arrived late like a stoner at jury duty, storms turning the nation into a snow-themed escape room, and soccer drama heating up for 2026. It's a lot, but that's why you come here. To hear it explained by someone who once tried to fix a lawnmower by yelling "get her done" at it. Stay warm, stay weird, and stay poorly educated.